Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a 105 leFH18B2 French Tier 5 premium SPG that's known to tank drivers as a leFH or leaf blower, but to What Arty Noobs it's known as the Fifi La Pew Pew. Game started. Now this one is on the north spawn of Prokhorovka and is under the command of Andromedaa. Okay, the game started and his teammates are pulling away to their firing positions. He's decided just to back up a little. Just going to move into cover over here. Okay, that looks nice enough. And he's now aiming for the enemy. Now, probably a bit early to be shooting down that end of the battlefield, but, well, you never know. I've got a Keyhole moving south quite rapidly. It's a tier 6 game. He's tier 5 Arty. And, oh, now a tree went down. Somebody's obviously there. And it was a very accurate shot fired at there, but unfortunately we didn't spot any enemy. There is an A20 making quick runs around the center line. When he fired a round in, it nearly hit the target, but unfortunately didn't. Okay, now he's aiming for an M10, who's probably going to take up a position somewhere up on that line. Rounds out. Long flight time for the shell. It's about 3 seconds, so you have to put in a long lead on the target. But the M10 has stopped behind that bush. Rounds out on that bush. And, oh, the M10 moved forward at just the right moment to avoid that shell. If he'd been sitting behind that bush, he would have been hit. And, oh, unfortunately, the A20 is coming straight for us. And we just killed the M10, but the A20 was going right for us. So we're going to have to move. Enemy Arty just fired a round in directly where we were sitting. And he'll still know where we're moving at this moment until we go unsighted. So we need to change course. There's this 25 TP up at the center line. I don't think he can see this far. So he hasn't taken any shots. And we're in cover again, so we should be safe from the Arty for the moment. He fired one shot. Oh, now the AMX-105AM got a near miss. The shell landed right in front of us, so he does know where we are. He actually fired a shot in thinking we'd stop there. Probably saw the flash from our gun, or rather the tracer from our gun, and decided to take another shot. So Andromeda's having to relocate himself. Now he's given the impression he's moved on forwards by knocking over that timber. And if the enemy's watching, they'll see that and think he's gone into the woods over there. But he's backing up to take another shot from a position back here. So he doesn't want to knock anything over whilst he's moving back into this little spot. Okay, he's back in his nest. And he's now aiming for the enemy. Good work so far. Didn't lose any hit points, but he did get his tracks damaged by a couple of shots. Or at least one of those shots, the AMX-105AM. And it's very unusual for somebody that Arty to get an accurate shot. He's got a 105mm gun as well. Around about, well, slightly longer reload on that Arty. But you can see now that Andromeda's gone counter battery. He's actually looking for the enemy Arty tracer. But the problem with this, of course, is he's right at the back of the map, and I'm afraid the Fifi does not fire the entire length of the battlefield. Yep, it can actually have a bit of a shortage on range on big maps like Prokhorovka. So he might be better actually to move into the wood, which is slightly to his west, because then he'll be able to move further south without the enemy seeing him, and get shots on the enemy Arty if they happen to be hiding in those woods. Well, one of the enemy has been spotted, and he's scrolling down his aim. Obviously you need to use the other method of scrolling down the aim. Well, that round was fired snapshot. It didn't hit the target, but the target has been killed anyway by the KV-1. There's a little trick that Arty players use to aim their shots. If you want to look at any specific area on a battlefield very quickly, all you have to do is hold down your control key, move your mouse cursor over the minimap and right hand click on the part of the minimap that you want to see quickly, and the view will go there right away. And then you just release the right hand button and the vehicle will turn to actually face that spot, and then you can open fire as soon as you're dialed in on the target. Don't try and snapshots. Most of the time snapshots don't work. It's far better to have an aim shot that hits the target accurately. Well, it appears that the enemy are doing well on the east side of the battlefield because they've captured the hill. We've got the west side of the battlefield and the northeast corner. And you can see that Andromeda's... Oh, well, there's the AMX-105 just being taken out by the G1R. Again, he's scrolling the mouse, and he's also got the aim at the edge of the field of fire. You see those lines pointing out from the vehicle on the minimap? That's the edge of the field of fire. Now, if he moves the aim slightly to the left, he'll get a massive reticule bloom as the vehicle has to move to the left to adjust the field of fire arc. So normally if you've got a target, what you want to do is center the target within the field of fire, and that way when the target moves you don't get a reticule bloom, because you just adjust your aim and the target will stay within the field of fire. The reticule, the field of fire won't change, and well, the aim will be fully dialed in and will still work okay. I don't think I'm actually putting it as well as I could, but it's basically to say try to make sure your vehicle doesn't have to move to adjust the aim on the enemy if the enemy moves, and that way you won't have to wait again for the aim to dial in on the target. When he's having a nice Sunday afternoon stroll and drive down the country lanes, they finally found one of the enemy, a Nashorn, who just took out Armada 38T. He fired a snapshot in. Unfortunately, it was a snapshot because it wasn't fully dialed in. He missed the target. He's about to fire another round, an accurate one. And, well, the Nashorn has been killed, but he was killed by the KV-1. There's the last enemy Fifi. Well, they've only got one enemy Fifi. He's gone. So the last enemy is a Hummel. Now, where is that Hummel? Well, we've got 7 minutes to find the Hummel, and he's not a particularly fast vehicle. He's based on the Panzer Mark IV, but it looks to me like Andromeda is headed towards the enemy cap, and I think he's going to do the right thing, which is to sit in the cap and try and put some pressure on the Hummel to fire at him so that they can work out where he is. The Stug 4 and the KV-1 are moving up onto the hill. I have the feeling they think he's up there, and that sounds a pretty reasonable assumption. The only other place he might be is over on the far west side of the battlefield in Grid Square K1, because I don't think anybody actually adequately searched in that spot. Okay, Andromeda's capping. Now the others are indicating he might have come down from the hill and be on the other side of the hill. Now that M44 off in distance is not going to see him until he's within 300 meters. He's got a fairly short view range. We can always decap if necessary to give our teammates more time to find him. But if you want this battle to be over fairly quickly, then he could just stay here and wait. But you will miss out on some extra XP, because there is more XP if you do happen to get all of the enemy kills. He's having a look to the north. Our Stug's moving north. Not found him yet. Oh, now the SU-5 was just killed. And that would tend to indicate that the SU5 must have been in view range of their Hummel. So he must be in view range. Kind of makes me think that he's either somewhere in the bushes along the railway line. On the other hand, he might be on the bushes. Oh, there he is. Yes, he is in the bushes on the railway line. I was about to say he might be in the south part. And there's one hit. We just got hit, but we just capped out. Oh, the Hummel tried to get a reset, but he failed. And Andromeda wins the game, but nearly saves his life by hitting that Hummel so late in the game. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Webb's the third class tanker for Andromeda in the 105 leFH18B2, and he did manage to get an Invader medal for capping out and winning the game, getting at least 100, well, at least 80 cap points in the process, and his win rate for that game was 1104. And he was very nearly reset by that Hummel. That guy was very, very sneaky indeed. Let's have a look at team score. Didn't get the highest damage in the game. No, that went to the Nashorn, 1295. After that, that Hummel did 924 hit points of damage. He was a high scorer too, with 4 kills, would you believe it? The high score on our team was our KV1 with 895. Andromeda only managed to get 492 hit points. When it came to kills, yes, I just mentioned the Nashorn and the Hummel both got 4 kills apiece. And then on our team, it was the KV1 and the G1R with 3 kills apiece. Andromeda only managed to get 1 kill in that game. And when it came to base XP, it was the Marder 38T with 674, the SU5 with 638, and the M44 with 606. Andromeda managed to get 465 base experience points, and the Hummel, well, he picked up 373, but was very, very sneaky little player. Alex Best, 2017. Very sneaky, yes. He managed to hide in those bushes on the south side of the railway tracks of the centre line and just watched as the Stug and the KV1 drove up over the hill and down the other side, and they never saw he was there. But he saw the SU5 and he waited until they went out of sight, and then he hit the SU5, took him out with 1 shot, very carefully aimed, and then obviously he went for the reset on Andromeda, but it was just a fraction of a second too late. So let's have a look at the detail report. 13 shots fired by Andromeda, 2 direct hits, 1 penetration. Did he penetrate that M10? Yes, he did. That was the one he penetrated, 308. That one where he shot was the A20 was actually coming towards him. 4 splashes on it. 492 hit points of damage, of which 308 were at more than 300 meters, so he did get some fairly close range shooting. 1 hit received, that was from the 105 leFH18B2 on the enemy team. No, from the Hummel, sorry, on the enemy team. 2 hits received by way of splash damage, 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 2 enemy vehicles damaged, 1 destroyed, and 340 hit points of damage assistance. He managed to get 100 cap points when he capped out to get the Invader. And on a free-to-play account, he earned 17,617 credits. And after repair and ammunition resupply, and the ammo is cheap for this Arty, he still came away with a profit of 14,621 credits. He got 1 bomb for getting the Invader, and 465 base XP, 124 for being a premium vehicle, took away 589 experience points altogether. Yeah, so it was a good job that he did cap out, because obviously they might have had a lot of difficulty trying to track down that Hummel, unless of course if he'd actually stayed quiet and not done anything at all. But he did take out the SU5, and it immediately told everyone that he had to have been in view range of the SU5 when he took him out. So it was either north of the tracks or south of the tracks, and I was about to say south of the tracks when he actually made his presence known by hitting Andromeda. Yeah, very unlucky for him that he didn't get a reset, because that would have been quite exciting for the rest of the battle. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.